Cool.
Okay, we're live.
All right. Oh, we're live. Good. All right. Welcome, everyone. Today we have our Incubator quarterly call. Glad to have you guys with us, Mikhail and Jojobyte.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
And Anthony, you're stepping in for Ash, right?
I am now Ash.
I'm just kidding.
Catch you, Pikachu.
Yeah, Ash may be joining us later in the call today. Hopefully, he'll be able to get here at the end at least. But we will go ahead right now. And anything to say just generally before we get started on each of our individual? So what we'll go over is we'll go over each of our proposals. We will talk about what we did in the last quarter, what we funded, and what we're planning on working on this coming quarter. And we'll just do that by going through each of our proposals on Dash Central. Yeah, so Michael Cluster says, where's Ash? Ash is our he does have a proposal up this quarter, but there may have been some miscommunication about the time. So we'll see if he joins us today. I know it's a little earlier for him, but we'll see if he joins us. And if not, feel free to ask any questions. And we'll also cover his proposal at the very end. If he's here, he can talk about it. If not, we'll just skim through the proposal visually so that everybody can see it on the screen. So with that, Mikhail, we'll go ahead and start with you. And Anthony, because we have just the four of us today, I think we might as well keep you on the screen here. It was going to be crowded with 5 people on the screen, but I think 4 is doable with the screen share. It stacks up quite nicely. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll add myself to the screen and then, yeah, so this is my proposal. I'm not going to talk about my proposal in detail just yet, other than to say this is kind of a summary of all of our incubator proposals this quarter. So we have me requesting 350 Dash, Ash is requesting 200 Dash. He hasn't requested any funds for about a year. So in fact, I think it was exactly 1 year ago that he requested his last one. Mikhail requesting 400 Dash and Jojobyte requesting 400 Dash as well. And then we will just jump straight into your proposal, Mikhail, and talk about that first.
Sure. Let me show you what we've done and what we are working on. So in the last quarter, the most of the budget went to the Platform Explorer. So there was really quite huge work. So the changes both internally, like it's in the backend, in the indexer, and also on the front end. You can see the new homepage that received a huge redesign, and more UX improvement is coming. We got a slight increase in our team, so we have more people working on the Platform Explorer and possibly other projects. Currently it's me, it's Alexei who is doing front end. There is an Owl, which is our new backend developer, which works on some backend stuff on the Platform Explorer. We also have now a UX guy. He's working part-time, but he helps us with some interfaces on the Platform Explorer and other projects. And then is also a new front-end developer. We just onboarded him. He's already done some tasks, so they are already in review. So yeah.
Great. This is awesome to see. Just a side note. I love seeing you build up your team instead of just solo Mikhail doing lots of stuff.
Thanks.
One of the main things that I'm hoping is that Dash can scale. We've done pretty well with our own little teams here, but the question is, can we actually get more people involved in Dash, not just in the incubator and not just as proposal owners, but just are we able to get developers interested in Dash and Dash platform at a higher scale than we are right now. So that's good to see that.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, now we have pretty decent team. It's like two different developer, backend developer plus me. So now we have more like we can get a bit more since now. So expect more features to see on the Platform Explorer and other projects.
I'm just going to open this up real quick since we've got some time, just so that people can see it. What you're referring to, Platform Explorer here. Do you want to talk about this briefly, because I know this is like your
So so the homepage of the Platform Explorer previously was it was kind of simple. It was just showing the latest transactions list and just some network parameters. So right now we redesigned everything. We put some trending lists about some platform entities that people would like to see. We added a status block, which now shows the status of the network, and the Platform Explorer, which is different because sometimes network may be up, but Platform Explorer is lagging or have some issues, or there could be a network is down while Platform Explorer is working. So we can now clearly see like what's going on. Like, some beautiful stats like transaction history and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we actually already have a redesign of the homepage with that will happen in the next quarter. So it will receive much more beautiful and important information.
I noticed. I just wanted to ask about this one, or not DPNS, but you have this new Platform Explorer contract as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's the feature that recently was added to the Platform Explorer. So basically, we made a Platform Explorer data contract that data contract developers can use to make their data contracts more recognizable, and they can apply and they can set an alias, a custom name for their data contracts on Platform Explorer. So it works like that. Developer creates a data contract in the network, then they can submit a document in our Platform Explorer data contract with identifier of your created data contract and its name. And then Platform Explorer will pick it up from the network and will assign a custom name, and it will be shown on the website on the front end.
Got it.
Yeah. So
that's
right
really
now,
cool.
Yeah, for now it's just Platform Explorer and System Data Contract that are there. But
these
we
are
plan. We plan to add some sort of slider or stuff like that, and that will show not just 6 of it, but also some more user-defined data contract names, data contracts. Yeah, we also added the validators page, which shows currently active validators, and we can see also inactive, which was active. Actually, there are also inactive master nodes, but master nodes are working like in quorums, so there are only 25 active nodes in the moment.
Okay, so inactive doesn't mean like invalid or banned or anything like that. It just means they're not in a quorum.
Yes. Soon we will add a chart for proposed blocks of the validators on the specific validators page that will show the where it was proposing blocks when there was proposing blocks, and like chart something like like on mining pool websites where you can see that your miner is still working and stuff like that.
And then you also have this API page, which is the last page.
API. Anyone can use this API to build things or query things from Platform Explorer. This is mostly for the website itself, but maybe someone will find this useful.
Right. So you build the API, and the API mostly or exclusively serves this website itself. But
Yeah.
in theory, anybody could use the API and put up their own Explorer, or if they just need a certain part of platforms information, they can get it from the API and display that on their page.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Back to the
What's next?
poster.
Yeah. We also edited the DPNS name support in the indexer. It's not on the front end yet, but soon we should see some features like search by dash names, and like you can see in the identity which aliases was assigned to this given identity. Yeah, stuff like that. Also, there was a lot of work on the infrastructure, like to keep backend working as it should. And yeah, on the side of the DashMate, there were no like major tasks. There were some bug fixes, and one important feature that was merged is the DKG exchange session check, which so when you stop your DashMate node, it checks if there is an upcoming key exchange session of your master node. So it's potentially dangerous to restart your node in this moment. So it checks before you stop your node and warn you about this, so you can make it a bit later.
Okay.
Electron Dash is on like, it's not on hold, but there were no much work on the side of Electron, but we keep this all of this infrastructure. We keep it live. And yeah, soon there should be Dashcore V21, which I will ensure that it will be working with Electron.
Okay.
Yeah. So my plans is like to keep working on the Platform Explorer. There will also XDefi integration. Sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Okay. I was going to ask, but
yeah. So XDefi is like, I believe, is our partner. So it's an wallet, non-custodial wallet, and also a decentralized exchange. Oh no, it's just transferring NFTs. So it's just you can buy NFTs with XDefi wallet. It is also used as authentication method on the Maya decentralized exchange. So there is an extension. So basically, it misses support of the Dash, but they said that if we add support of Dash in their SDK, then they will be able to add support of the Dash in their wallet. So what I did,
so they did give you verbal like confirmation.
Yeah, that's what they said, that they will add the support of Dash in their wallet once the SDK is there with support with Dash. And yeah, I contacted with developers of the XDefi, so we're in touch. And yeah, I created a pull request. I made all the code, which is now in review from the XDefi side. So they're kind of busy. So I hope they will soon should get on it. So my plans is to continue working on the Platform Explorer. There are also other projects that I would like to build, but mostly the work of the like what I do is Platform Explorer. There should be much more UX improvements. We should add separate Platform Explorer instances for each network, so there will be a network selector with the subdomains where you can choose the network mainnet, testnet, possibly some devnets.
That would be very helpful. I think a lot of people probably want to develop locally rather than working with a test net or just developing on mainnet for a variety of reasons. So that would be helpful.
Sure, yeah. Also, the Dash platform should come with the NFT support. So we would like to build something like NFT collection page where you can see all collectibles on the Dash platform, which users submitted. Not sure how it works exactly yet, but we will figure this out, like how we will build it and how the UX will be working on the website.
Okay.
Also, the platform console, GroveDB console, which lets you query the platform state straight from the browser. So there is a GroveDB with its own query syntax. So I think it's a good thing to have this tool instrument that allow you to straight do those queries straight from the console and get the data straight from the state. That will be useful for developers which are working on the Dash platform dApps.
Yep.
Yeah. So there should be some useful DashMate features soon. We're already in touch with platform team. There are some tasks that we want to do before the mainnet release to keep people. So some things like, for example, DashMate Doctor, which test your configuration, your like. So in case of issues, you can generate a archive with all logs, all of your stages, all of the system information that people could share with the team in case of some chain halt or some issues.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, we're preparing for production of the Dash platform. So yeah, we're working.
Yeah. Release is scheduled for 2 weeks from today. So that's when the binaries get released anyway, but it won't be on mainnet for several weeks. I'm guessing after that, maybe even more than a month. But I also heard from Sam, BCG CTO, that they're also committing to never wiping testnet from its data.
Yeah.
As well. So, and I think that I don't remember the date on that, but I think it's coming up close, like this week or maybe next week, where they'll do a final wipe of the testnet platform data. As far as I know, core has never gone down on testnet. Core has remained up the whole time that testnet has been up, but platform gets wiped out and restarted. Has been several times, and they've committed to doing one more wipe and then not doing that anymore. So that's actually really good for Incubator, so that we can maintain continuity with our data, so that developers can continue and to have reliable data going forward. And obviously, we need that on mainnet, so it's good that they're testing that on testnet as well. Yeah.
Will DashMate work for production as well as testnet stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it already working that way? I haven't used it in a while.
It is already working, but there are some specific stuff, like you have to know version, you have to set some maybe stuff, because the team is constantly working, they're upgrading versions. So, but yeah, it's working for testnet and mainnet. Yeah,
cool.
Did you ever get that blog post written about how to set that up for testnet, or is that still?
I pretty much finished that. I significantly expanded it.
Oh, and that was Anthony talking just now, because his icon doesn't like flash and whatnot like Jojobytes does.
Yeah, no, I'm about to publish that. Actually, it's a huge introduction to DashMate that kind of builds on the initial gist.
Okay, so you took Mikhail's gist that we covered a week or two ago, and you just went ahead and did your updated blog post on your site, Anthony. Mikhail, go ahead. You were going to do a Medium post, I believe, with that, right?
Yeah, it's already in draft. I started it, but haven't finished yet. So it's about the local DashMate development quick start.
So local, as to be distinguished from testnet, there are the three different options: local, testnet and mainnet coming up. And right now, all we have is, as far as documentation goes, mainnet. As far as testnet. But yeah, those all three should be supported soon and documented. And
yeah.
then,
So
go ahead.
yeah. So yeah, I will finish the local stuff and then want to go to the testnet as well. Testnet node from DashMate.
Yeah, and I'm personally hoping that DCG can get that documentation into the docs.dash.org as well, because I think that's important for discovery for people that don't know, incubator documentation sites. All right. So anything else to say on your side of things, Mikhail? Thanks for that update from the quarter. Looks like a great quarter that you had.
Well, I don't know. Nothing from me.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. Jojobyte, would you like to go next or would you like me to go next? Any preference there?
I'm fine with either. Up to you.
All right. We'll switch over to you then.
Alrighty. So this last quarter's been not as great as Mikhail's for AJ and I. We've had some personal stuff come up, but AJ was able to. So cool AJ86. I'll say his full username for people who might wonder. Cool AJ86 was able to get to a bunch of the Dash RPC JS stuff. And that is used in Dash Join. So I actually have that little summary of Q2 accomplishments. I know AJ has some more stuff that I have left out, but claims will likely be made today and get a few more things pushed. So we'll have a lot of the work on Dash Join for the library side of things done probably later today, as far as I'm aware. And sorry, is my mic all right? It keeps turning itself down, and I don't know what the audio's like.
Yeah, it sounds good. I just wanted to also say, while you're maybe thinking about your mic stuff, I also wanted to say that you and AJ, you guys are not full time by any means in Dash, and when you have other. So last quarter, just as a quick update, I'll talk about this a little bit more in my report. But you became a new incubator strategist this quarter. So welcome, first of all. This is your first quarterly report, I believe.
Thank you.
But in addition to that, like, you guys have your own contracts and other things that you're working on, because incubator can't, fund you full time. It's not like we can expect you to be able to jump on a dime and turn on a dime and start incubator work. So if for anybody who doesn't really know how our process goes, we're not funding, we don't fund people for the calendar time. We fund people for completing tasks. And so even if an incubator strategist didn't do any work, that means that they probably also didn't get any pay. So the fact that you didn't work full time shouldn't be any kind of problem, other than it's always nicer to get things done sooner, but you guys have other contracts that you're working on and other life events. So just wanted to mention that as well. So go ahead, Jojo. Your mic sounds fine to me.
Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, as other projects come up, sometimes we have to prioritize other things other than the Dash work, but we are both trying to get back into the Dash work now. And I know we have a bit of budget. I think a lot of it will be gone after AJ gets paid out for his most recent work. And then there's a little bit of budget left for, well, actually most of my side of the budget for wallet and the third-party integrations. I'm not sure I will get to the Dash Join stuff before the next stuff is funded, but I think we'll be able to get a lot of the third-party wallet integrations implemented over the next week or two here.
So that's Maya, that's Dash Spend, that's what's the
I had them all listed in the Q2 proposal, but I removed them for some reason from this one. So let me look real quick.
No, it's the other one is CrowdNode, and we've got the
That's right.
library
That's
stuff
right.
from that from a
Yep.
while ago. It's just putting
Yep.
a UI on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've also got part of the UI done. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that I think still needs a bit of work is the transactions. It's, I think, 90% there, but might need a little bit more work on my part. And then neither AJ or I were able to get to the Dash proposal stuff. However, the Dash join stuff has been the main priority for us. And as that is close to library ready, I should be able to implement that hopefully soon here.
Yeah, so I saw an update from AJ. He's got it working in the browser, but it's not libraryified, meaning it works, but it's not something that a third party could just pick up and say, here's the CoinJoin library that I can integrate for Dash. That's something that you do want to accomplish at some point this quarter, making that into a library. Correct. And then on the Dash proposal.js side of things, I don't know if we were at a meetup together recently, and I don't know if you were in the conversation at that time, but we're actually going to be streaming the initial work on that today for the library side of things. So the whole purpose, which I'll talk about in more detail on the stream later today, that's going to be with AJ and also Valadark, who we've introduced Dash platform to and Dash in general. And he might be working on this. It might be a very simple thing to do because of some of the Dash RPC updates that you've done. So do you want to talk about that a little bit? Like, what is Dash RPC.js and what has AJ been doing, and why was that necessary for the Dash join stuff?
So as far as I understand it, the Dash RPC is required to actually trigger a lot of the coin join processes and the mixing of the coins. And so AJ's been figuring out what is needed and what he can do. And I believe he's doing it in a vanilla JavaScript way where there shouldn't be any dependencies. I'm checking right now.
Well, let's just look at this right now. I understand that, like, he's been doing most of the work here, and so maybe all of it hasn't been communicated back to you. So I don't want to put you on the spot here, but we'll just kind of go through this real briefly, just so people can see what he's been working on, I guess.
Yeah, so he's actually worked on this for quite a while and only recently got it to where he's been able to demonstrate it's working. And so he has been able to do a coin join mixing on a reg test environment that he's set up. And he's been able to repeat that several times. And I think there's some screenshots.
And also, I think streaming was a big part of his latest work, where he's got WebSocket support for all of this.
Correct.
So you don't want to have to keep doing manual updates to naturally, CoinJoin is naturally kind of a streaming process. So yeah, I'll go back here for now. But feel free to say anything more about that if you want, or just move on to like what you're looking forward to this coming quarter.
Yeah, so as far as what we're looking forward to, it sounds like the library side of the Dash proposal stuff will likely be handed off to Valadark. I don't know if he's going to be doing the UI or not, but I'm happy to do the UI. But if that's the case, hopefully we'll be able to get to that in the next month or two here. And then wallet UI, we want to wrap that up. I think we want to get stage 2 done as far as the wallet is. And I think we're about halfway through the planned stage 2, if I recall correctly. I'm looking it up here. Which transactions view was a big one, but there's several things that will be finished off that have been worked on, but we were working out kinks and stuff. So we want to get through as much of stage 2 as possible and into stage 3. And I know we've also shifted some stuff from stage 3. I think originally had the third-party integrations, and we shifted those into stage 2. So we might shift things around a little bit, but we should be able to finish up stage 2 of Wallet and have that completed. And then
if you want to send me a link of what you're looking at, great. If not, we can just go on the verbal there. I hear you clicking around.
yeah, I was trying to find it. Hang on, I'll drop it in the chat here. Actually, that might not even be the best link. I think we've got a project that's a better. Actually, yes, this is a better link to look at there.
Okay.
Projects one.
So welcome to the world of project management, Jojobyte.
Yes.
I know you're primarily a developer, but as we've seen from Mikhail, some of the best project managers are good developers as well. So I'm going to bring this link up that you sent me. And I will also say, project managing AJ isn't the easiest thing in the world. All right. So do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah. So I had gone through and prioritized a lot of what needs to be done for the roadmap. And I believe everything in here right now is stage 2. Some of these are, there's not great indication on the level or amount of work each of these are, but I'd say several of them are bigger. They're going to take, several days worth of work, and others are probably an hour or 2 of work. And so I do think we'll be able to finish up a lot of what's in here and then hopefully get what's left in the roadmap that is still in the README transferred over into this list. But you can also click on, I think, the status board tab to the left of that one. Yeah. And that is where it currently stands, where it was left off. So transactions view was in progress as I was last working on it, and it is really close to being done. So that will be done, and then third-party integrations will be worked on next with those other ones that are in the ready section.
Okay.
Yep. And
right,
then
I went over that a little bit.
Yeah, and then I'd also like to test out Dash platform, especially if it's getting to mainnet. So I do have a few ideas I'd like to try. I'll probably map them out a bit more before I do any work, but I figured I'd wait till platform is on mainnet and then invest a little bit of the funds in building some stuff to test out platform and contribute to that side of Dash. So
okay, all right, I think that's pretty good then. Let's wait for Ash to see. We'll see if he shows up at the end here. I'll jump back to my proposal. I talk a little bit about the you becoming strategist and what that means as far as budgets go. This is today's show. And this is just a brief look at my personal strategy budget now that we're separate. This is just me personally, not the whole incubator. And as you can see, like my reserves are kind of going downhill. And as far as my projection goes, I made my request as low as I could sustain with, targeting at the end of the quarter would probably be down to 268 Dash. The last thing that I want is for DCG to have to cut back on their staff at this point where we're finally launching Dash platform onto mainnet. So I wanted to be sensitive of that with my request. These are the projects that I funded last quarter, Q2, and I'll just talk briefly about each of them. So the PrivateSend SDK, that in the last quarter was funded primarily by me, my budget, and now that moving forward, that will be in your budget, Jojobyte. The Incubator updates, that's kind of like Incubator Weekly, that's what Incubator Weekly is mostly. And Payment Tools is another one of those projects that is mostly done, but every now and then we have to do some updates on our libraries. And that's what this last quarter was as well. That's another one of those things that would probably primarily land in your budget, Jojobyte, going forward, as well as the modern vanilla web wallet. So a lot of this stuff that, we worked together on under my budget will be moving to you, and we'll see how well you can do with that with 400 Dash per month, but
it'll be tight. And
we'll see.
Yeah.
And let's see, probably the main focus for me this last quarter was this, what we called web framework integrations. That's how the project started, but it ended up being mostly like tutorial walkthroughs. So if anybody's seen our video series on the Dash platform walkthroughs, that's what this is. And then I'll talk a little bit about that more down further. This merchant loyalty credit system, this was work that Jan was doing. And we've talked about that in previous Incubator Weeklies. We had him on the show a couple times. I will probably not be funding this one much more, not because it's not a good project. It is a good project, but it's just, with the budget being tight, that's something that I feel like we've gotten to a point with where he can maybe take that on his own and continue to work on that, which I believe he has plans for, but I'm not sure. So, that's what the incubator is. We incubate some projects, and some of them will go on and some of them will die. But I hope that keeps going, because it does have a lot of potential, I think, and it is potentially a good Dash platform project. Although it does do a lot of its work with by sending op return messages on the mainnet. So it's not like it needs Dash platform, but some of the metadata could be better done on platform. Dash developer relations. This is something that I started last quarter. Is basically, I'll actually just go down a little further so people can read these descriptions. They're a little bit better than what I'm talking about right now on the screen. But yeah, basically, I attended a conference here in Utah. There's a very big developer community here in Utah. You know this, Jojobyte. You're in Utah as well. So I would like to start attending some of the bigger conferences that are right here in Utah, where I don't have to do travel expenses, and you get pretty good bang for your buck. And one of those developer conferences that came to Utah, Park City, Utah, I attended and was able to meet some very influential people in the developer community. And I won't name any names until I actually do some more work with them. But that was good to just kind of rub shoulders with developers, talk about Dash platform, and hopefully this quarter we can do some more of that, and continue to reach out to web developers, which is primarily, as far as I am concerned, what Dash platform is created for, to facilitate web developers to be able to make dApps, like decentralized applications, very easily using a JavaScript SDK. So let's do some of that. And in this coming quarter, what I'm planning to do is continuing work with developers, doing these platform walkthroughs, testing, testing for documentation, developer experience, performance. What we found out from the last 10, I'll open, let's see, did I have a link to this series on the, the walkthroughs? Just open that up real quick so that people can see who we've been working with. So we did 1, 2, sometimes it took more than one stream to get through the tutorial. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we also have a 9th one that's not on this playlist. And then a 10th one that's scheduled for later today. Anthony, have you fallen asleep or are you still with us here?
I'm here. I'll update the playlist right now.
Oh, no. I was just going to confirm with you. When is our 10th platform walkthrough scheduled for?
That's today at in 2 hours after this, basically.
Okay. So yeah, we'll have our 10th developer walkthrough on that after that. And so we probably won't reach out to, well, maybe we'll do 10 more is what I'm thinking, but it would probably be mostly, like I don't want to introduce more people to Dash platform at this point until we have figured out what the issue with our SDK is and if we can potentially fix that. So that goes down to this. There's another item here that I wanted to talk about that. Investigate platform JS SDK issues with the potential solutions as well. In the series, we noticed that there's some parts of platform some certain calls that take a long time. So we want to investigate that a little bit more. That's one of the reasons why I'm bringing in Valadark. He's somebody that we may task to do this with, depending on which route we go. So there's 2 main solutions to that. I won't go to get into the details because we're already getting long here, but the SDK that DCG is focusing on is the Rust SDK. And we could potentially do a wrapper over that to be used in JavaScript settings, but that has its pros and cons. Or we could just try to add platform support to our existing incubator libraries. So those 2 major approaches. Well, there is a third approach, which is basically trying to troubleshoot and fix what's in the existing JavaScript SDK, which is written in JavaScript. So those are the 3 main options. So we need to kind of get the pros and cons of each of those, and we haven't dived into that yet. But that is something I plan on doing before I open it up to more people, because the existing people that we've introduced Dash platform to, and that's always come with the caveat that, hey, this is testnet, this is kind of alpha software, and they've been forgiving in that sense. And for Web3, it's actually hasn't been too bad considering some of the other alternatives that people have to do, other hoops that people have to jump through to build, like say Ethereum apps. It's difficult all the way around. We're trying to make it as simple as developing a traditional app and bringing in a different SDK, and that's been the goal. So hopefully we can track that down. The other thing is I've been putting this off for a long time. I became the Blockchain Utah meetup organizer a few months ago, and I've been meaning to do some meetups, but it just hasn't been the right time. And I think this quarter for sure is the right time to start doing some of those now that we have a release date for Dash platform. I would like to, it's not a Dash specific meetup. I do organize the Dash specific meetup as well, and I'll invite everybody to that as well. But this one is more general. And so we probably start with Bitcoin and eventually cover Bitcoin and Ethereum, but then also eventually cover cross-platform or cross-chain exchanges like Maya that would introduce Dash. And then finish up the series with Dash or something like that. So this isn't something that people want to just go and talk about Dash only for. So it's important that that we prepare people specifically for, it's not just, it's all about blockchain and not just Dash. So there would probably be like 3 or 4 meetups in that series where we would go through the different types of blockchains, and then we would end it with like, okay, actually Dash has quite a bit of all of these things. It has a proof of work chain, it has a proof of stake chain, it has Dash, it can be natively swapped between Bitcoin and Ethereum using Maya, that kind of stuff. So I think now definitely is the right time to do that. And then, yeah, we've been talking with the 88i guys as well just recently, and they're ready to get started as well. So that's that's what my quarter is looking like. I also I forgot to put this in the proposal, but wanted to mention this at least. Permissionless blockchain 2024.
Is 88i the insurance guys in Brazil or something? Was that or something like that, right?
Yes. So they have an insurance product that they want to bring on chain and use Dash platform for that.
Cool.
There is a very, very prominent conference coming up called Permissionless. This is put on by the Bankless guys and the Blockworks guys together, or at least Permissionless 2 was. And this year they're coming to Salt Lake City. So I definitely want to attend this. I think it will be the perfect timing, October 9th through 11th. It'll be the perfect timing for Dash platform. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of people here with lots of money, to say the least, and lots of influence in the crypto scene. So yeah, I want to attend that. So that's another thing that I plan to do this quarter as well. Let's see, where are we? Did we ever get Ash coming in? No Ash. We got Mikhail's done. Anything? This is just a brief overview summary of our budgets. So the 350, 200, 400, and 400 requests that we have for each of our strategists here. This is our reserves. This is how much we intend to spend this quarter, and so that calculates out to these buffers. So if we continue to get funding, each of the proposals pass, then these will be our months of runway, and for each month, this would be the runway if we didn't have funding. So we're all basically teetering on the edge of zero, as I've already talked about. And that's it. That's it from me. Let's see. Anybody else have anything to add there before we wrap up? Let's.
Did you address the questions in the chat? There are 2 things.
I haven't been seeing them, so let's bring them up. Let's see. I'm a little behind, but was there any update on Wallet Connect? Wallet Connect, I think that was you, Mikhail. Is that right? I think it's related to XDeFi. Because it's not related to XDeFi.
I think it's about Ash's project, which is the wallet extension, which he put in his proposal.
I don't think those are different. So Wallet Connect is a, I don't know if they call it.
Yeah. So basically, I remember this. Sure, we got with the developers of the Wallet Connect, but yeah, that's something that no one really did before, and well, it's kind of difficult because I personally haven't used Wallet Connect personally. I have like overview like how it's working. Yeah. So we got with the developers, they said like it should be possible, but nobody exactly knows where we should put the implementation and how to make this done.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was just reviewing my last communications with the Wallet Connect guys, and they were moving into, so as mentioned above, took a first stab at the address profile for there was some new version that they were trying to get out before they had any bandwidth to do any kind of third-party help. And this last update was from June. No, how are these? Let's see. I have to figure out what address format this is using. Yeah, June. So I'll reach back to these guys.
yeah, so basically the UTXO chains, the support of UTXO chains in the Wallet Connect, that's something that people really would like to see, but that's something that must be done. And
okay. Well, because the Digital Cash Network, which is Joel, asked this question, I just bumped up our Discord conversation to see if there's any traction.
Yeah, there is actually a Telegram group where.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think some people have moved to Telegram as well.
Yeah.
So we'll look into that. Thanks for the reminder. And then the other question, you want to bring that up? Are the funds for Ash's proposal going towards the continuing development of Dash Spend? Let's look at Ash's proposal, because I don't think we've done that yet. He's not here, but we do have his proposal, so let's bring it up. Okay. Wait a minute. This is 23. Sorry, everybody. This is I mentioned this, but he hasn't requested funds since Q3 of 2023, and I had the wrong link up. So here's the active proposal. Two projects, DashPay extension wallet and the Explore Dash Web plus mobile. And Explore Dash Web, I'm pretty sure this is CTX Dash Spend as well. So I'll just pan through the proposal texts. We're not going to read the whole thing, but here is the proposal itself. So did anybody see? Let's just look at this. The goal, the Explore Dash Web plus mobile. The goal of this is to take the mobile wallet Explore Dash experience to discover Dash merchants, direct accepting, and gift cards. So yes, that is Dash Spend. The part of the trouble with all of this is that the names keep getting changed. So, but I believe when he says directly accepting merchants and gift card merchants, I'm sure that that's going to include the Dash Spend merchants that he's working on as well. And ATMs to be available on the web and extended with some more functionality around third-party gift card providers, CTX, which is Dash Spend, Bitrefill, CoinsB, Coin Cards. We also want to extend this directory to utilize platform as a source of truth for multiple front ends deployments wherever this data is useful. Okay, so I'm getting replies from the Wallet Connect people. So we'll talk about that in a different show, I guess. But it looks like they're on it. Okay. I'll go ahead and remove the screen share now. Any parting words, Mikhail or Jojobyte? Looks like we didn't get Ash in here at the end of the day, but yeah. Anything else to say?
Well, I don't know. We just continue building, continue doing stuff in the incubator. From my side, I'm still growing my team, growing amount of projects that we have. So let's keep it going.
yeah, it's going to be a very exciting quarter. So yeah, that we have that to look forward to, and a lot of potential here. So looking forward to all of that. Anybody? Yeah. So I think we've answered all the questions that came through the chat. So with that, we have a couple different streams that we're going to be streaming on this channel later today. So tune in for that. And aside from that, we'll say see you next time.
See you.